Hey everybody, Varun here from Language Academy. Guys, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be super special. I am going to give you each and everything you need to crack your PT core in the very first go. We released a video a year back in which I gave you guys PT core full course, and thousands of you benefited from that video. Thousands of you used that video and achieved your desired scores, and I'm really thankful for all the support and love you have given to me. Now, in few things have changed when it comes to PT Core. Few templates, few strategies, a bit of the marking criteria as well. What I am going to give you in this video, what all you need to follow in order to avoid any points deduction, in order to get full points in 2025. What are the templates which you should not be using, and what are the latest templates which we have tried, which are working and which can help you get a band score of 9, which is equivalent to CLB 9 or 10 as well. If you watch this video, I promise you this is going to be packed with information and you will not need to watch any other video. A bit about myself. My name is Varun. I've been teaching PT for the last 7 years and I've got 13 times in the PT test, and all my experience, all my knowledge, I'm going to put down in this video. What we'll be doing is I'll tell you what the PT core test is, what are all the 4 modules, what are the tricks, strategies, and templates for each module which are working till date, and how you have to practice and get your desired scores. Without any further delays, let's get into the video. I've created a PowerPoint show for you. I have put in a lot of effort. I really want you to have your pen and notebook or notepad ready so that you can take notes and get all the benefits and information from this video. I'll be sharing my screen and will be telling you each and everything. Let's get into the video. All right, welcome to PT Core full course in one video, and this is the latest video. Everything is updated and everything is working at the moment as well. What is PT Core? PT Core is an English test for Canadian work permit or permanent residency. If you want to apply for a student visa, you can still take the PT academic test as well. I have got a full course video on PT academic as well. I'll attach a link to that video in the description box. What happens in this test? Like all the other English proficiency tests, this has got 4 modules as well: speaking, writing, reading, and listening. There are 19 different question types or task types in this test. This is an integrated test, or there is integrated scoring, which means speaking will give you points in reading, reading will give you points in writing, writing will give you points in reading, listening will give you points in writing. So everything is interconnected, and it is important you know what is important and what is not important, because out of the 19 question types, only 9 are important, 10 are not important, and you should know what you have to work hard on. This will go for around 2 hours and there's no break in the test. When you go for the test, remember this thing, this is a computer-based test. There's no human who will be there, or there will be no examiner. You'll have to sit in front of a computer, give your response, give your answer, give your test, and then after few hours or few days, it can take up to 4 hours and 5 days, anywhere between 4 hours to 5 days, you'll get the results. Before you start, you'll be given a headset with a microphone. You have to check your microphone. You have to make sure you have got a pen, marker, and highlighter. This will be provided at the test center. Make sure it's working. Make sure you're comfortable. If you need any help, ask for it, and calm, relax, and focus. It's an easy test if you follow the right way. This is the screen where you have to check your microphone. First of all, you play an audio, you play, listen to it. If you can hear it properly, good to go. When you move on to the next screen, it will ask you to record yourself, play it back. If you can hear it properly, well and good. Otherwise, ask the examiner or the invigilator to help you and then go on. Once you have checked your microphone, the very first question type which you'll get is personal introduction. This is not marked. This is just to get you started. However, this is important. You do not have to skip it. You have to use it to get you started and get comfortable with the test. What happens in here, you'll get 25 seconds to prepare. After that, you'll be required to speak about yourself for around 30 seconds. You can speak anything. What's your name? What do you do? What's your work? What's your education? What do you want to do in future? What your hobbies are? This is not evaluated, so you can speak anything about yourself. The very first module is speaking module. Remember this thing. After personal introduction, the very first module when your test starts is the speaking module. And this is the backbone of your test. This is the backbone of your test. You have to make sure you get a perfect 19 speaking. I've got 90 13 times. All the students, if they follow the right strategies, they get the scores. You have to just keep it simple and understand what the passage or the question requires you to do. There are 5 different question types. We'll start with read aloud, and then it's your repeat sentence, then describe image, respond to a situation, and answer short questions. PT speaking, first task, read aloud. What happens here? This is the first question type of your test. You will be given a passage on your screen. As soon as you have the passage on your screen, you'll be given 35 seconds to prepare. After 35 seconds, your recording will start. You will be given 35 seconds to read this text aloud. So as soon as your recording starts, you have got 35 seconds, first 35 seconds to prepare, and after that 35 seconds to give your response. You have to just read the passage, whatever is given on your screen. As I've mentioned that you'll be given a text on your screen with 35 seconds to prepare. After 35 seconds, you'll have a beep sound. This beep sound indicates that your recording has started and you need to read the text aloud. You will have 6 to 7 read alouds, and this is an extremely important question type because this contributes in speaking and contributes in reading. This is assessed on 3 parameters: fluency, pronunciation, and content. 5 points for fluency, 5 points for pronunciation, and 5 points for content. What is fluency and what is pronunciation? Please pay attention over here because these two are the backbone of your test. Now, fluency does not really means that you have to go too fast. A lot of students do confuse fluency with going fast. It's not about going fast, it's more about going in a smooth flow. Going at a moderate pace and not going too fast, not too slow, avoiding any kind of hesitations and self-corrections. Pronunciation means you have to speak clearly. You do not have to change your accent. You do not have to imitate any kind of accent. Speak clearly. Do not try to copy any kind of accent. Make sure each and every word you speak comes out clearly. What is content? Content is different in every question type. However, fluency and pronunciation will remain same. The meaning of fluency and pronunciation will remain same throughout all the questions of the speaking module. Content will change as per the question. In read aloud, content means you have to read each and every word on the screen. Along with that, you don't have to omit any word. You have to focus on S and ED sound at the end of the words. So let's say if the word says play, place with PLAYS and you just say play, you're not going to get the scores. How do you read numbers or contractions? You have to read the text in the standard form of spoken English. Numbers like 20,000, you'll never say 20000, you'll say 20,000. Contractions like isn't, you'll say isn't. You don't really need to expand and say is not. Years like 1996, you have to speak the whole thing here, 1996. Don't say 1996. So these are the things you need to do. If I have to speak it, I'll speak it this way. A Medicare Advantage plan may complement your existing VA benefits and help reduce gaps in your healthcare coverage. Enrolling in a Medicare Advantage plan may provide access to additional services and benefits. Dental coverage may not be covered by VA healthcare. Take proper pauses. I don't want you to rush. I want you to take proper pauses. If you take proper pauses, speak clearly, and keep yourself comfortable, you'll be able to get a higher score. So this is your read aloud. You'll get 6 to 7 read alouds in your test. Now, how can you practice read alouds and how can you see whether you're doing it the right way or not? For that, you just need to go on languageacademy.com.au, register over there. So you go on languageacademy.com.au, register and log in. Once you log in, you'll see this screen or probably a similar screen. Just find this text, go to PT Core. You go to PT Core here. Your PT Core dashboard will start. You go to practice material, then you go to read aloud. You come here. So this is how your screen is going to look like in the practice as well. So once your recording starts like this, you need to speak out your response. You stop it. In the test as well, you'll have 35 seconds to read the passage. However, you'll not take 35 seconds to read the passage. You'll probably finish in 22 seconds. After that, just click on the next button in the test. In here, you click on submit. You will get to know what your fluency is, what your pronunciation is, what your content scores are. So it's very important you practice here. Look here. This is how you'll be getting the scores. And this is you'll get what pronunciation was good, what was average, and what was bad, and the remarks over here as well. So this all is AI based. It's not just about your read alouds. You can practice any question type here, take as many mock tests over here, take tests, and you can also take the extensive mock test here. You are going to get free full score mock test as well and sectional mock test as well. You just need to go on languageacademy.com.au to practice. Now let's move on to the next task. The next task is repeat sentence, one of the most important question types as I've mentioned before as well. Read aloud is very important. Same time, repeat sentence is important as well. What happens in repeat sentence? You will get an audio containing a sentence, and the sentence can be anywhere between 8 to 16 words long. Once the sentence stops, your recording will start, and you'll have to repeat the sentence exactly as you hear it. This sounds easy, but can be challenging when you actually do it. You will have 10 to 12 repeat sentences in your test. Why this is extremely important? Because this gives you points in speaking and listening module as well. A lot of points in listening, I'm telling you again and again. This is an important task, and again, this is assessed on 3 parameters. 5 points for fluency, 5 for pronunciation, and actually 3 points for your content. There's a typing error here. 3 points for content. Fluency again means you have to go in a smooth flow, not too fast, not too slow, and avoid any kind of unnatural pauses or hesitations. Pronunciation means speaking clearly, making sure each and every word comes out clearly. Content, what is content in repeat sentence? In read aloud, content was reading each and every word. But how is content marked in repeat sentence? Content is basically 3 points, and in order to get 3 points out of three, you have to make sure you repeat 100% of the sentence in the correct sequence. If you repeat more than 50% but less than 100%, you only get 2 points out of three. If you repeat more than 25% but less than 50%, you still get 1/3. Now I'll tell you one thing from my experience. PT is not really checking your memory skills. What they're actually trying to check is how well you can speak and understand the sentence. I have taken the test 13 times. Every time I've got 19 speaking and listening. And I can tell you that even if you do not repeat 100% of the sentence, you can still get full points in content. Every time when I go for the test, out of the 12 repeat sentences, around 8 are okay, 8 are not too lengthy, but 3 to 4 are lengthy, whereby I'm not able to repeat 100% of the sentence. In that case, what you have to do, you have to repeat as much as you can, but clearly and confidently. Try to repeat 70 to 80% of the content clearly. Even if you're not able to repeat 100%, but you repeat 70 to 80% content clearly and confidently, you'll get full points over here. The whole idea is to understand the sentence as much as you remember, try to repeat it clearly and confidently. Obviously, if you repeat 100%, that's better, but if you cannot, try to maximize the content. If in case you're not sure about the sentence, please do not stop. You have to understand and repeat as much as you can. You can either take notes of the sentence. If your handwriting is too fast, you can take down initials. For example, the sentence is, I am going to London with my friends. You just write, I am going to London with my friends, and then look at the initials and then speak it. However, this can be a bit tough because you don't have enough time. As soon as your sentence finishes, your recording starts. It's better to understand the sentence, memorize, and then repeat as much as you can clearly and confidently. This is what your screen looks like. Your audio bar and your recording status bar. Once this completes, your recording starts and you have to repeat the sentence exactly as you hear it. Okay. Be fluent, speak clearly, and then for content, try to repeat maximum of the content. But in case you're not able to repeat 100% of the sentence, as much as you remember, speak it clearly and confidently. Do not stop and make sure you just understand the meaning of the sentence and speak it in a flow. Make sure you practice around 25-30 repeat sentences. In the beginning, it can be challenging. However, once you practice, you'll be good to go. Next is your describe image, an easy task and important task as well. What happens here, you'll get an image on the screen. The image can be line graph, pie chart, random, any image, a bar graph, or any XYZ image. As soon as you have got the image on your screen, you'll have 25 seconds to prepare. And after 25 seconds, you'll be getting 40 seconds to record your answer. You'll have 3 to 4 images in your test. This only contributes in speaking, and this is assessed on 3 parameters. You get 5 points for fluency, 5 for pronunciation, and 5 for content. Fluency again means going in a smooth flow. Pronunciation means speaking clearly. What is content in describe image? This is important to understand. Okay, we'll come to this. As I mentioned, fluency is smooth flow, pronunciation is clarity. Now, there have been recent changes in the PT academic test whereby they have introduced that your describe images in some cases will be evaluated by humans, because in PT academic a lot of students used to use templates, but these changes are not into effect in PT core, and you can still use the templates which we have designed and tested and are working. In PT core, the accuracy of the content in describe image is not important. Why? Because remember, computer is evaluating your answer. There is no human who will check your answer. Therefore, there is no right or wrong answer. There is no fixed answer as well. What you have to focus on, you have to make sure you include at least 6 to 7 keywords from the image in your answer, and your content will be good. There is no fixed answer. Therefore, computer cannot really judge if you are speaking it right or wrong. Let's say 100 students are asked to describe this image, and let's suppose all of them they're doing it the right way. No two students will have the same answer. All the students will have different answers. According to you, this might be important. According to me, this might be important. Because there's no fixed answer, what will be common in these 100 responses are the keywords from the question. You have to make sure you include 6 to 7 keywords from the question in your answer, and you will be good to go. Let's have a look at the template. As I've mentioned, in PT Core, the accuracy of the content is not important. There's no right or wrong answer. A computer evaluates you. You have to trick it because there's no way to judge if the answer is correct or not. All you have to give are the keywords from the image in your answer. You have to go around 20 to 30 seconds, use the templates. They do work for sure. You don't have to stress about it. I have tested it myself. So you start like this. The image provides information about the title over here, or you can just speak 1 to 2 keywords. The first key feature or the primary feature of the image is one keyword. Furthermore, important information about 1 and 2 is given. Moreover, some details about this and this is also presented. Additionally, some facts about keyword 1 and keyword 2 can also be seen. Also, there are some numbers and variations which can be observed in the image. Overall, the image or the data about this is provided in the picture. Let's say if this is the image, you just start, the image gives information about economy infographics. It's not that you have to exactly follow this template. You can mold it a bit. You can customize the template as per your convenience. You can only speak words you're comfortable. Let's say if I'm not able to pronounce the word detail properly, I'll just say moreover some information. You do not have to exactly follow what I'm giving you. It's just a structure. You can mold it as per your convenience. The image gives information about economy infographic. The key feature of the image is income growth. Firstly, it gives information about 2015 and 2016. Furthermore, some details about production and growth are given. Also, I can see details about 2017, which is 60%, and 2018, which is 95%. Overall, the image provides information about economy infographics for different years. Easy. Just describe few elements, few keywords from the image, and you'll be good to go. The content over here is not evaluated. It's not really important. So you are free to speak whatever you wish. The accuracy is not important. However, you need to make sure you have got few keywords from the image and you'll be fine. Go around 30 seconds and make sure you practice as many describe images you can. That will help you get a good hold of everything. All right, so that's your describe image. Now we'll move on to the next task of the speaking module, responding or respond to a situation. Task 4, important task and easy task as well. What happens here? You'll get an audio, a short audio. You'll get an audio which will demonstrate a situation, and the audio will go around 20 to 30 seconds. The transcript means whatever they'll speak in the audio will also be given on the screen. While the audio is going on, you have to take notes. If you wish to, if you don't wish, if you don't want to, you can just read what's on the screen. So while the audio, you take notes, and after the audio, you'll have 20 seconds to prepare. After 25 seconds, you'll be having or given 40 seconds to respond to that situation. This only contributes in speaking. You'll have 2 to 4 of these in the test. And this is again marked on 3 parameters: fluency, pronunciation, and appropriacy, or you can say content as well. Fluency is your flow, pronunciation is your clarity. What is appropriacy over here? Have a look. Respond to a situation as well. Let's say one situation is given to 100 different students. No two students will have the same answer. Even if all the 100 students are giving the correct answer, each and every student will give out a different response. Therefore, there is no right or wrong, or there is no fixed answer in the system. What computer is going to look for when assessing your appropriacy or your content, not the meaning of your response, rather keywords from the situation or related to the situation in your answer or in your response. To get full points in your appropriacy or your content, you have to make sure you at least have 6 to 7 keywords from the situation in your answer. I'll demonstrate in a while. This is how your screen is going to look like. This is the situation, and the same audio of whatever transcript or whatever is written here will be there. While the audio is going on, you can take a few notes so that when you have to respond to the situation, you can read off your notes. After the audio, you'll have 20 seconds to prepare, and then you'll be given 40 seconds to record your response. As I mentioned, fluency is your flow, pronunciation is your clarity, and appropriacy or your content. In here, there is no right or wrong answer. A computer evaluates you. You do not really need to focus on the meaning, but what the computer or the system is going to look for are the keywords. To get full points in appropriacy, you have to make sure you at least have 6 to 7 keywords, important keywords from the situation which you have been presented. Try not to go exact 40 seconds, but go around 25 to 30 seconds. Do not use very long keywords, just use single word keywords. If you have less keywords, you repeat the same and use the template which I'm going to give you. It works. In PT speaking, your vocabulary does not really matters. Therefore, I don't really want you to use very fancy words. I don't really want you to have words which sound very good but are not helping you with your clarity or with your pronunciation. So use simple words. Your grammar is not really important as well. You have to form simple sentences. Even if you're going grammatically incorrect, that's fine. All what matters are your fluency, your pronunciation, and your content accuracy. If you have less keywords, you can repeat as well. That's 100% fine. This is the template which I used and got 90 in my PT Core test, and you can use it as well. So this is the, let's say this is the situation which we have been presented. Out of this situation, just note down keywords. What are keywords? Group project, classmates, deadline, team members, assignment, professionalism, teamwork. So let's say you have written this. I understand that we are going to talk about assessments and deadline today. First of all, I would like to say that teamwork and meeting the deadline are important. In addition to this, we should also take care of team members and group project. However, if it is possible, please inform all the concerned members about the deadline and the assessment or the group project. Also, next time we will be discussing about professionalism and teamwork. This or that would be of great help. So you can use this particular template, which is a gold mine in any responsive situation you may get. This is an example. So this is a situation. You saw a sign in your apartment building that your neighbor Fred is selling his car. The car is perfect for you. So you called your neighbor Fred asking if you can see the car in person, but he does not really answer. Just leave a message. I understand that we're going to talk about apartment and neighbor today. First of all, I would like to say that Fred and car are important, or you can just say, first of all, I would like to mention the importance of Fred and car. In addition to this, we should also take care of Fred and car. If it is possible, please inform the concerned members about answer and message. Also, next time we'll be discussing what building and sign. This all would be of great help. Now, you might think that what is this guy talking about? This sounds crazy. It's not even making sense at all. Trust me, I've been teaching PT for 7 years. I've taught thousands of students. You don't really need to make sense. You just need to satisfy the requirements of the system. If you find this template hard to follow, you can frame out a template by yourself as well. For example, you can even say, first of all, we would like to talk about a car in the apartment building. Also, Fred car is very important and I would like to buy this. Moreover, let's also talk about seeing the car in person, but you did not answer. However, I'm leaving a message for you and please get back to me. That would be of great help. So I just rephrased whatever the situation is. You can do the same. If you wish, you can speak on your own as well. You can customize your template as well. You can use this structure and frame easy sentences if you find any other easy sentences as well. But whatever you speak, you have to go around 25 seconds. Try to take around 6, 7 important keywords at least from the situation and speak in a flow. You will be 100% fine. This is the response and this is tested and tried. However, if you want to make a few changes, amendments, you're free to do that. So that's responding to a situation or respond to a situation. You get 2 to 4 of these and make sure you practice these ones. To practice, you can just go on languageacademy.com.au or download the LAPT exam practice app. PT Core will be available on it very soon. All right, the last question of the speaking module. Answer short question. The last question, this one is not really important. You don't really need to practice a lot for this. What happens here? You get 5 to 6 one-word journal knowledge-based questions. The question will play once the audio stops. After 1 or 2 seconds, your recording will start and you have to give your response in response to the question you get. This contributes in speaking and listening. You get 1 point for correct answer, 0 for incorrect. This is how your screen looks like, the audio bar and the recording bar. You don't really need to give a long statement response. You can just give 1 to 3 words response. If you're not sure about the answer, don't stay quiet. Do not say, I do not know. Use the trick. What's the trick? I've used this in all my tests. Honestly, when you go for the test, out of the 6 or 7 questions, 1 or 2 will be slightly off, or it will require you some time to think, but you'll not have that much time to think. It happens with me every time, 1 or 2 questions. I'm not really sure about the answer. So what I do is I repeat the question back or repeat the main keywords from the question back, and it has helped me to get the scores. And you can use this trick. We have been using this trick for the last 7 years, and you definitely need to follow this. You do not need to worry at all. Take my word for it. Okay. So if you know the answer, repeat the answer. If you don't know the answer, repeat keywords from the question. If you have been given options in the question, for example, Burj Khalifa or Twin Towers, which is the tallest building of the two? You don't know the answer, just say Burj Khalifa, Twin Towers. Both of them, just repeat both the options, you'll be good to go. You don't really need to practice a lot of these, not really important. Just cover the predictions which we post on YouTube, or you just can go on Language Academy. Under there, you can go on monthly predictions and practice a week before your test. Do not practice this on a regular basis. A few of the examples of questions or type of questions you'll get in your test. What is the first paragraph of an essay called? What do we call the thread in the center of the candle? What are the mountains that can erupt? Just speak 1, 2, or 3 words in your response. And that will be the end of your speaking module. Not a difficult module, I would say. It's not difficult module. However, this is the backbone. If you do good in your speaking, your reading is going to go up because read aloud gives you a lot of points in your reading module. If you do well in your repeat sentence, your listening is going to go up. Describe image, respond to situation, and describe image. You do not really need to worry much about the accuracy of the content. Just repeat important keywords from the question, from the image or the situation. Speak it clearly, fluently, and you will be 120% fine. Just follow what I've told you. Practice on languageacademy.com.au, and then make sure you take full mock test, sectional mock test, and extensive mock tests which are available, for which you'll be getting the scorecard, analysis, feedback of what mistakes you made, how you have to improve the same, and what are the things you should be careful about. If you do so, 100% you are going to achieve your desired scores, because the algorithm which we have on a website is very, very close, very similar to what we'll have in the actual test. And when you go for your test, you'll not have any surprises. So that was the end of the speaking module. Now we will jump onto the writing module. All right. I'll share my screen again and we'll go from there. So PT Core writing, there are two different question types. The very first question is summarize written text. And trust me, PT writing is pretty easy. Okay. You don't have to do much about it. What happens in the first task, summarize written text, you'll have a passage or a text that can be up to 200 words long. You'll have to read the passage and summarize it within 10 minutes. You need to write down the summary between 25 to 30 words. You'll have to write down the summary. You can write 2 or 3 sentences as well between 25 to 50 words. This contributes to your writing and your reading module as well. A few points to your reading, not a lot. You'll get 1 or 2 summarized written text in your test. This is assessed on 4 parameters. This is how your screen is going to look like. You'll be given a passage and then 10 minutes. You'll have to write the summary of this passage in 25 to 50 words within 10 minutes. You get 2 points for content, 2 for form, 2 for grammar and spellings, 2 for vocabulary. How is this marked? You get 2 points out of 2 in your content if you include 5 to 6 important keywords from the passage in your answer. Now, as I told you in describe, image and retell lecture as well, everything is computer evaluated. There is no human who will check your answer. Writing down a summary of this particular text has got thousands of different ways. There's no one fixed answer. Let's say 100 students are writing summary of this passage. Each and every student, even if they're writing it perfectly, will have a different answer. You'll have a different answer, I'll have a different answer. Therefore, there's no right or wrong answer over here. What the system is going to look to actually see if you have written on the right topic are the keywords. To get full points in your content, you have to include at least 6 to 8 keywords from the passage in your answer. What are keywords? Keywords are topic words, important words, words which are repeated again and again, and any kind of proper nouns. For example, scientist is important, United Kingdom is important, China is important, artificial intelligence is important. So at least 6 to 8 words from the passage in order to get full points in your content. To get 2 points out of 2 in your form, you have to make sure you write between 25 to 50 words, and these are pretty easy points. Make sure you do not write a single word less or a single word more than 50 words. You can go around 35, 40, 45 words, but not more than 50 words. Then you get 2 points for grammar and spellings. To get 2 points out of 2 in grammar and spellings, make sure there are no grammar and spelling mistakes. If there is one grammar or one spelling mistake, you get 1 by 2. If there are more than one grammar or spelling mistakes, you get 0 by 2. It's pretty simple, pretty normal. For this, make sure you proofread properly. You get 2 points for your vocabulary. For this, you have to just make sure you use academic and formal words. You use academic and formal words. Do not use slang words. Do not use short forms. And try not to change the words. Now, what is the strategy? What is the trick which you have to use here? This is an easy task. I don't really want you to waste your energy here. Just follow what I'm telling you. 100% it works. You need to write 2 to 3 sentences. You need to write between 25 to 50 words. You're not expected to cover everything. Obviously, you cannot write the summary or you cannot write each and everything from 200 words in 25, 30 words. You're just expected to cover the main idea, means around 5, 6, 7, 8 keywords. Satisfy the marking criteria. What's the marking criteria? First is content, around 6 to 8 keywords. Then between 25 to 50 words, no grammar mistakes and no informal words. You can use exactly same sentences, words and phrases from the passage. You don't really need to paraphrase a lot. Now, what is the trick? What is the strategy? As soon as you get the passage on your screen, first 1 minute, you have to identify 2 to 3 important sentences which have got good keywords. Select or identify 2 to 3 important sentences within the text of the passage you have been given. Then use this format to write down your sentences. Write the first sentence which you have identified, put a comma, then put furthermore and comma, second sentence. Then put full stop, also third sentence and full stop, and you are fine. In PT Academic, you can only use one full stop, but in PT Core, you can write or use as many full stops you wish to. Now, as soon as, let's say you get this passage on your screen, you're given 10 minutes. First 1 to 2 minutes you can take to identify the sentences, then 5 minutes to write, and please at the end spend 3 minutes to proofread. Check if you have got keywords, make sure there are no grammar and spelling mistakes, and ensure you're between the word limit. So first sentence, let's say I have identified this as the first sentence till here. After that, I've got a diverse portfolio from here till here. And then last one, I've got patience and discipline are good or important for long-term financial success. So I wrote down the first sentence from here till here, full stop, furthermore, F capital. You'll not capitalize A. They have capitalized A because they're starting a new sentence, but your new sentence starts from furthermore, so A will not be capitalized. Then similarly, also A capital, but patience P will be small. If anything in the middle of the sentence is capital, for example, here China C is capital, so that will be capitalized. But the first word of the second and third sentence which you have identified will not be capitalized because our sentence starts with furthermore and also. Make sure you do not exceed 50 words. Let's say the sentences are too long. In that case, you can just write two sentences and you'll be fine. Make sure 6 to 8 keywords from the passage in your answer, like financial investment, personal finance, growing the wealth, diverse portfolio, one area, providing stability, long-term financial success. Then between 25 to 50 words, no grammar and spelling mistakes, and you will be good to go. That's it. You don't really need to change any word or anything like that in this particular question type. You can exactly write the same thing. I've tried, tested, and I'm here to make your job easy. Make sure you use this to your advantage. Once you're done with your summarized written text, which is an important question type, the next and the last question for your writing module is writing an email. Another important and easy question type. What happens here? You'll get an email topic on your screen, this one. Along with that, you'll be given 3 bullet points. You'll have to write an email within 9 minutes between 50 to 120 words addressing all the 3 key points you have been given. So you'll be given an email topic on your screen. Along with the topic, you'll be given 3 key points which you need to cover in your response. You'll have 9 minutes to write your email. You have to write a minimum of 50 words, but not more than 120 words. You'll get 2 to 3 emails in your test, and this only contributes in your writing module. This is evaluated on 7 parameters. But before I explain that, remember in summarized written text as well and in writing essay as well, there is no rollover time. Let's say summarize written text, you're given 10 minutes for one summary and you finish in 7 minutes. And if you go on to the next question, you will not get extra 3 minutes in the next question. So there's no rollover or transferable time. So it's highly recommended you use complete time, whichever you have been given. Same thing for email, 9 minutes, no rollover. So it's important to use complete full 9 minutes. So your marking criteria looks like this. 3 points for your content, 2 for email conventions, 2 for form, organization, vocabularies, grammar, and spellings. In simple words, content means addressing all the bullet points and the email topic you have been given. To get 3 on 3, you have to make sure you address the email topic and the 3 bullet points which you have been given in your question. If you do not address all, let's say you only address 2, you're getting 2 out of 3. If you're only addressing 1, you're only getting 1 on 3. And if you vaguely address your email topic and do not address the bullet points, you get 0. And remember, in PT, any task, if you get 0 in content, you get 0 in all the other parameters as well. So make sure you address the email topic and the 3 bullet points you have been presented. 2 points for email conventions. To get 2 on 2, make sure you have an opening greetings and a closing salutation. So opening salutation like hi, hello, dear, and then at the end, kind regards, thanking you or yours sincerely. 2 points for form. For this, you have to just make sure you do not write less than 50 words and do not exceed 120 words. Ideally around 100 words. For organization, you have to make sure you have 3 to 4 paragraphs and use connectors between the paragraphs. For vocabulary, use academic words. Do not use short forms or slang language. Do not repeat the same word again and again unless it's one of the words from the question or related to the email topic. Let's say they've asked you to write an email on social media or computers in the computer lab. Then you can use the or repeat the word computer 2-3 times. However, if the word is not from the email topic or related to the email topic, you should not be repeating it again and again. 2 points for grammar. It's simple. If you have got no grammar mistake, 2 by 2. If you've got one grammar mistake, 1 by 2. More than one grammar mistake, 0. Same thing for spelling. 2 by 2 if there are no spelling mistakes. 1 by 2 if there's one spelling mistake. More than one spelling mistake, 0. Just focus on these things and you'll be fine. So basically cover all the 3 bullet points. Have an opening and closing salutation between 50 to 120 words. 3 to 4 paragraphs with connectors. Use formal words, no grammar and spelling mistakes, and you will be good. This is an example of how your screen is going to look like. Things what you need to take care of in writing an email. You will be given 9 minutes and you have to write around 100 words. Out of the 9 minutes, at least spend 30 seconds to read the email topic, then 6 minutes to write, and please at least 2.5 minutes to proofread whatever you have written. please try to address the bullet points given. It is important to address the topic. It's not that you just write something irrelevant and you get the scores. When PT started or launched PTE Core test, that time I've noticed that even if your answer was not accurate or relevant to the response, you used to get the scores. But now you have to actually write on and about the topic. That is why we have made changes to the templates over here. This is one thing which has changed recently, that if you write irrelevant information, you're not getting the scores. Satisfy the marking criteria. You can still use the structure I'm going to give you. However, how do you satisfy the marking criteria? Address the bullet points, write between 50 to 120 words, ideally around 100 words, have opening and closing salutation, no grammar and spelling mistakes and formal words, and you will be good. So this is the template or the structure which you have to use. Dear, and here name of the person. If you have not been given any name, you can write sir, ma'am, team, friend, based or depending on whom you're writing the email to. I'm writing this email to, over here you write the topic of the email. If you're writing about repairing your mobile phone, I'm writing this email to inquire about a repair for my mobile phone. Firstly, over here, I would like to, in here, you have to address the first point. So whatever first bullet point you have been presented, you just rewrite this in different words or elaborate it a bit. If you can, after this particular elaboration, if you can give a bit more details in short sentence, you can do that as well. Then also here you have to address the second point. Furthermore, you have to address the third point. I hope to hear from you soon. If you are expecting a reply, if you're just thanking someone, you can just write thank you for your time and then kind regards, you give your name over here. That's all. Write an email to the building manager regarding poor lighting in the lobby and suggest improvements. So this is the email topic. You have to write an email to the building manager regarding the poor lighting in the lobby and suggest the improvements. What are the following points? First point, you have to describe the issue. What's the issue? Next, suggest installing bright lights. Recommend incorporating motion sensors for energy efficiency. So if you look, we have to basically elaborate these points. You don't have to use much of your knowledge. Dear building manager, opening salutation. I am writing this email to, or you can write, I'm writing this email regarding the poor lighting in the lobby and I have to suggest, or I have got some improvements to suggest. Or you can write, I'm writing this email to bring your attention to the poor lighting in the lobby area. If you want to rephrase, you can, otherwise you can rewrite the same words or phrases or keywords from the top. However, make sure there are no grammar and spelling mistakes. Firstly, here we have to describe the first point. You can write, firstly, I would like to discuss the issue with the current lighting, which goes off after every few minutes and it makes it very inconvenient to go through the lobby. However, you can write it this way as well. Firstly, the current lighting is very dim, making it difficult to navigate, especially during the evening hours. So this is the first point here. You can elaborate it a bit if you can. If not, you can just finish it here as well. This affects the safety and convenience for the residents. Also, next point. Also, I would suggest installing bright light bulbs so that it is well lit and everyone feels safe to go through the lobby. Or I've written, I suggest installing bright light bulbs to ensure lobby is well lit, or it is bright, you can write, and welcoming for everyone. This is optional, or you can simply say is well lit. This small change can make a big difference. Furthermore, incorporating motion sensor lights for energy efficiency will be a good idea as it will reduce the electricity cost. Furthermore, incorporating motion sensor lights would not only improve the lighting but also save energy and reduce electricity. I hope to hear from you soon. You can finish here or you can write this, which is optional regarding these improvements. If you even write till here soon, you are fine. Then kind regards, R small, John. You have not been given any name, you can just write John. This is 104 words, you are good. When you go for the test, the topic will ask you, you should aim to write at least 100 words. But yes, when I went for the test, I also saw this and I was confused that the marking guide says you can write between 50 to 120 words. Why is this asking me to write at least 100 words? I wrote 94 words, I remember, in one email, 106 words in the next email, I got 90. So yes, they ask you that the ideal word limit is 100, but few here and there is fine. I would say go around 90 to 120 words, you'll be good. However, the minimum to get full points in form is 50 words. Similarly, we have got another example of an email about inviting children to a party or birthday party, and you have to address when and where it will be held, what food will be there, what activities will be there. So, dear parents, I'm writing this email to invite your kids or your children to my child's birthday party. Firstly, the birthday party will be at any address you can write, on dates you can write. Then what food will be served? Also, we will be serving a variety of delicious food, including pizzas and sandwiches. Please let us know if you have any dietary preference or allergies. Furthermore, we have planned fun activities like face painting, music, and games to help the kids or to keep the kids happy or entertained. I hope to hear from you soon. Kind regards, John. So this is another email which you can get in your test. Just play around, just expand this in different words. Again, no one is actually going to check how accurate your response is, but it should be relevant to the topic, right? It shouldn't be you're just writing anything you wish to and you expect to get a full score. You can read through it, and read through this as well will help you get some idea of what the test would be like or what the questions in the test would be like. Remember, in PT Core, you can use British English or American English. However, you cannot mix both in any particular task. So if you're writing characterize with SE, you cannot write color with OR. You have to either use this or this. Please do not mix these, as mixing these two formats or styles will significantly impact your spelling scores. Also, throughout the language, make sure you always capitalize the proper nouns such as name of a person, any place, any organization, any book, weekdays like Monday, months like January, religions like Christianity, nationality like Indian, language, any language in the world is capitalized. Any particular event which will not take place again, like Industrial Revolution or World War II, will be capitalized. Let's say if I'm just talking about war, it will not be capitalized. But if I'm talking about a particular war, American War of Independence, it will be capitalized because it has taken place, it's a particular event and will not take place again. Name of subjects like math or science are not capitalized. Remember this thing. However, subjects which are name of languages, like I'm studying English and maths, English E will be capitalized and maths will not be capitalized. Remember this thing and you will be 100% fine. And I would really recommend you to make sure you practice as many emails you can. And to practice, you just go on languageacademy.com.au, type in your email. We have got variety of email topics which you are likely to get in your test, and these email topics have been there in the test before. We have collected these and tried to put in place for you to practice and get your desired skills. You go on Language Academy, make sure you practice email, submit it within 9 minutes. That will help you with your time management, will give you feedback, what spelling mistakes are there, what grammar mistakes are there, if you have got full points in your organization or your salutation, and what are the improvements needed. The AI is very sharp and up to date. I'll highly recommend you to go and practice over there. And that will be the end of the writing module. Now we'll jump on to the third module, which is the reading module. All right, guys, the third module, reading. Now, this is one of those modules which I say you need to work hard. I've given you tricks and shortcuts for speaking. I've given you templates and structure for writing. But reading is something I really want you to work hard, because this requires a bit of practice, because here the answers are fixed. As I told you in describe image, in respond to situation, in writing an email, you don't have a fixed answer. So you can just play around with keywords. But here the answers are fixed, so you need to be careful. Remember, in your reading module, 50% points are from the reading module and 50% are outside the reading module as well. Your 50% are from the 5 question types you have in the reading module. However, the rest 50% are from read aloud in speaking, summarize written text in writing, and highlight incorrect words in listening. That is why, along with practicing or working on the reading module, you have to work equally on your speaking and your listening modules as well. So your reading module will have around 13 to 18 questions depending on your exam pattern, and a total time of 27 to 38 minutes. Normally, I have seen students get around 16 questions and 31 minutes. There's overall time, so you don't have any particular time for each question. You have to manage your time yourself. I'll tell you how much time you have to spend on each question type, and please ensure you do the same. You will start your test with your reading or your module with reading and writing blanks, which are called reading drop-down blanks. You get 5 to 6 of these. Jump onto MCQ multiple answers, which you get 1 to 2. Then your reorders, then your drag and drop blanks, and these are at the end. So MCQ single answers will be at the end. You'll get 1 or 2 of these as well. Let's come on to the first task of reading and writing blanks. What happens here? You'll get a passage on your screen. Along with the passage, few words, like 4 to 5 words, will be missing in the passage. And for each missing word, you'll have a drop-down list of 4 options, out of which one option will go in the blank over here. You will have a passage on your screen with 4 to 5 blanks. Each blank will have 4 options. This task is extremely important because it gives you a lot of points in reading and writing module. You have to focus on the context, means you have to understand what the passage is talking about, understand the grammatical rules, and then based on the understanding of the context and grammar, you have to eliminate the options. This is how your screen is going to look like. I'll come back to this as well. But before that, it is important that you know grammar rules which you have to use when it comes to solving reading and writing blanks or even reading blanks. We'll start with the basics and we'll go on from there. What are nouns? Noun is any word which names a person, place, thing, or an idea. What are adjectives? Adjectives are words which give you more information about the noun. For example, I bought a car, car will be noun. I bought a red car, red will be an adjective. Verb, what is verb? Verbs are words which show or demonstrates an action. A word that shows an action, event, or state of something will be referred to as a verb. I am running. Running is an action which is being performed, that is a verb. Helping verbs are verbs that help the main verb to form tense. For example, is, am, are, was, were. These are helping verbs. What's an adverb? A word that describes or gives more information about a verb of or give more information about an adjective or another adverb. For example, he runs quickly. Runs over here is a verb activity and quickly is an adverb. We are giving more information about the verb which is taking place. Pronoun. What are pronouns? A word that replaces a noun to a word repetition. For example, Varun is a PT tutor. He is a good tutor. He is a pronoun over here. The words which replace the noun to a word repetition. Possessive pronouns, a pronoun that shows ownership. This is his car. This is mine. So any word which shows ownership, that is referred to as possessive noun. Why I've told you these? Because you're going to use a lot of these when it comes to grammar rules. There are 3 forms of verb: the basic form, the second form, or the third form. First form or the basic form is called the present or simplest form of the verb. Destroy, collect means the words over here or the verb over here or the action over here will be in the present or the current form. Second form is generally the past form of the verb ending with ed. Collected, destroyed. And third form can be ed or continuous ing form of the verb. Collected, destroyed, this is sometimes referred to as fourth form of the verb as well. So 3 forms of the verb, you have got it. You have got what are nouns, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, and helping verbs. What is active and passive voice? A sentence in English is always formed this way: subject plus verb plus object. For example, Rohan is playing in the ground. So Rohan is the subject, the person, playing is the verb, and ground is the object. So this is the standard form in which sentences are there in English. So whenever you have subject and then verb, then object, this is active voice. Means the subject is in the front, this is referred to as active voice. When the object comes in the beginning and the subject comes at the end, this is referred to as passive voice. Object comes at the beginning of the sentence. Mark is playing cricket. Mark is subject, which is in the front, active voice. But if Mark comes at the end, this is called as or referred to as passive voice. Cricket is being played by Mark. Passive voice is always third form of the verb. You need to understand active and passive voice as well to replace or to use to actually apply these grammatical rules. Now, I really want you to pay attention to all these grammatical rules because these are important when it comes to reading blanks and reading writing blanks. Take a screenshot or take notes as well. Remember, if you get a passage and in the passage there is a blank. If there is a blank right after the article a, an, or the, there will always be a noun in the article. So after a, an, or the, if there's a blank, you'll always have a noun over here. A car, the car, an apple. If there is a blank after a or an, it will be a singular noun. I went to a party. I have an apple. You'll never say an apple. So after a or an, you'll have singular nouns. Remember this thing. If there is a blank between article and noun, so a dash apple, it will always be adjective over here. What are adjective? Words which give more information about noun. So if there's any blank between article and noun, it will always be an adjective. Why? Because adjectives give you more information about noun. For example, Steve played a dash role, a great role. After a and the and before noun, if there's a blank, it will be adjective. If there is a blank after possessive pronoun like his, her, their, mine, your, there will always be a noun. This is his car. He brought his book. We will use his car. So after possessive pronoun, a noun. If there is a blank between possessive pronoun and a noun, there will again be an adjective. Why? Because adjectives give you more information about noun, which elaborate or tell you more information or provide you more information about noun are referred to as adjectives. So this is his dash car. This is his new car. New is an adjective over here. Number 6. If there is a blank right after helping verb, words like is, am, are, was, were, there will either be third form, means ed form of the verb, or ing form of the verb. John is playing football. In active voice, remember when subject or the person is in the beginning, it is likely to be ing form, and when it is passive voice, when subject comes at the end and object is in the beginning, it is likely to be ed form. If there is a blank afterwards, be or been, again either ing form or ed form of the verb. We have been completing this for 3 years. This will be finished in 2 days. Remember this thing, after be or been, ing or ed form. Very important and easy rule. If there's a blank right after the word to, you'll have to use first form of the verb. I'm here to play cricket. I'm here to learn something, not to learning something. Write this down, please. If there's a blank after a modal verb like can, could, may, would, shall, should, it will be first form of verb again. I will come to the class. It may rain today. We may play tonight. She can pass the exam. Again, this is an important rule, and I have noticed that this is used a lot in PT reading module. If there's any blank after for or while, it will be ing form of the verb. We will use this for playing. While completing my homework, I met him. Or while exploring the options, we met him. If there's any blank after has, have, had, you have to use ed form of the verb majority of the cases, or last or the past form, right? They have completed the work. He has finished his work. If there's any blank after it, which, that, it will be a form of verb which ends with s or es. It plays. This is extremely important. I can write this down. This happens a lot. If you have been given it, and if there's a blank after this, one word ends with s, one does not. The one with end with s has to go here. It, which, that, the verb will be with s sound or s at the end, please. So these were few grammatical rules which you have to follow. Now, what are the things you need to take care of in reading and writing blanks? Per passage, for one question, a maximum of 2 minutes. If something is extremely long, lengthy, or difficult, 2.5 minutes, not more than that. As soon as you have the passage on your screen, first of all, try to understand the meaning of the passage. Doesn't matter how many grammar rules you have, doesn't matter what you have. If you do not understand the meaning of the passage, you cannot do anything. After that, use the rules and eliminate the options, and then select the one which best suits that particular blank. Let's say you have got 4 blanks. You're not really sure about the first 2. You're confused. Fill the ones you're sure first, and then come back to these 2. Do not leave anything unattempted. This contributes both in reading and writing. You get 1 point for each correct word or each correct blank. So let's say one passage has got 5 blanks, you get 5 points in reading and 5 in writing. And let's say if you have got 5 passages, 25 in reading and 25 in writing, which is a lot. That's why I want you to practice these 20 every day. How you can practice? Have a look over here. When you practice, I want you to follow a few things. So how you have to practice? Once you have got this particular screen, you go to practice material. You go to reading, writing blanks. Always from here, click on not attempted so that you don't get the questions you have done before. And from here, you click on with explanation videos. So once you click here, let's say you are doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. While you practice, if you don't know the meaning of any word, you can just click on this. You'll get proper translation and everything as well. Let's say you submit it. Now you don't really know why the answer you have selected is wrong and why the right answer is the right answer. You click here. You get proper details of why the right answer is the right answer, why the wrong answer is the wrong answer, and explanation. If you still don't understand it, at the bottom you have got audio and video explanation. You've got explanation of why the right answer is the right answer and why the wrong answer is the wrong answer. I would highly recommend you to follow these when you practice. Reading, writing blanks are extremely important. Reading, writing blanks extremely important, and it will take some time for you to improve over here. You have to make sure you understand the meaning of the passage, manage your time, select the options you're sure about first, and then come to the remaining blanks and use your grammar rules to eliminate the options. But trust me, grammar rules will not do a lot of job or will not finish the job for you if you do not understand the meaning of the passage. So try to improve your reading skills, understand what is going on in the passage, eliminate the options based on the grammar. And when you practice, look at the explanation videos so that you know why the right answer is the right answer and why the wrong is the wrong answer. Because in the exam, passages will be different, but logic will be same. So I really want you to understand the logic so that if you get something similar in the test, you do not mess it up. So that's for your reading and writing blanks. And now we will move on to the next question type, which is reading MCQ multiple answers. Not an important question type. I don't really want you to practice a lot of this. What happens here? You'll get a passage on your screen. Along with that, you'll have a question and 5, 6, or 7 options. You have to read the question, identify what the question is asking you, locate the information in the passage, and then select 1, 2, or 3 options based on the question you have been asked. This is not important, therefore you do not have to spend more than a minute per passage. What you have to do, read the question first, highlight the keyword, means identify what they're asking you, locate the information in the passage, and then compare the information in the passage with information in the options. There's negative marking. You get 1 point for each correct option, -1 for each incorrect option. However, the minimum is 0. For example, you selected 2 options, both are incorrect. You'll not get -2, you'll only get 0. So always make sure you at least give 1 response, because even when there's negative marking, the negative marking is within the task itself and it will not impact your other scores. The minimum out of 1 question you can get is 0. Select 1 option if you're unsure, but do not leave it unattempted, and this only contributes in your rating. This will only give you 1 to 2 points in your rating. Therefore, I don't really want you to practice a lot of these, because there are questions ahead which require your time and will give you around 20, 30 points as well. Okay. So this was your MCQ multiple answer. I'll not emphasize much of this. Don't practice a lot. Just practice a few days before your test. And do not take more than 1 minute. If you can get the right answer within 1 minute, go for it. Otherwise, just select one option which you think can be the right answer and move on, please. The third task of reading is reorder paragraph. Why I told you not to spend a lot of time on MCQs? Because you have limited time in reading. And if you waste your time here, you'll not have enough time for the questions which are important are placed at the end. Okay. So you need to make sure you have enough time. Third question of the reading module, reorder paragraph. What happens here? You will get 4 to 6 sentences in jumbled order. You need to read the sentences, understand the meaning of the sentence, and arrange them in the correct sequence. You follow the rules which I'm going to give you, and you will be able to crack this. This is how your screen is going to look like. You have got 4, 5, or 6 sentences here, all in incorrect or jumbled order. You have to read all the sentences, frame a story, and take them on the other side in the correct sequence. How is this marked? This is marked on the number of correct pairs you've got. You get 1 point for each correct pair. Let's say your question is in this form: B, D, A, E, C, and your correct order is A, B, C, D, E. You get 1 point for each correct pair. So AB is a pair, BC is a pair, CD is a pair, DE is a pair. Let's say if you answer CADBE, CA is not a pair, AD is not a pair, DB is not a pair, B is not a pair, you'll not get any points out of it. AB is DCE, AB is one pair, you get 1 point. BD is not a pair, DC is not a pair, CD is a pair, so no points here. And C is not a pair, only 1 point. If your answer is this, AB one pair, CD one pair, 2 points. If you have got everything correct, one pair, second pair, third pair, fourth pair, 4 points. The minimum you can get is 0, and this only contributes to your reading. There's no negative marking, so please make sure you do not leave this unattempted. Now, what are the tricks, tips, and strategies which you need to follow in your reorder paragraph? Strategy number 1, the very first step is you have to find an independent sentence. What is an independent sentence? An independent sentence is a sentence which introduces the topic which you can use to start your conversation. It is a sentence which introduces the topic, can stand out by itself, and is not dependent on any other sentence for any kind of information. Means it is a complete piece of information. How do you identify this? This sentence will give you a general idea. What are few of the traits or features of an independent sentence? This sentence will give you a general idea and will introduce the main topic. It consists of or will introduce a person's name. Normally, it will introduce a person's name or any kind of proper noun, any technical term, book title. So for the first sentence, they will introduce something. It can be a research, situation, or a concept. This sentence is not dependent on any other sentence or clause for information. For example, if I say, this is a beautiful place, this cannot be an independent sentence because we don't really know what this is. Few other hints which you have to take into account. Pronoun rule. It will never refer back. The first independent sentence or the introductory sentence will never refer back to any of the previous sentences. That is, it is rarely or it is not likely to start with words with it, he, she, them, those, they. Normally, first sentence will not start with any of the contradicting or transition words or connectors like firstly, secondly, however, because for these words, you need some previous information. Acronym rule. If there is any acronym or short form along with the, please pay attention over here. What is acronym? Short forms or abbreviations. If you have got two sentences, one sentence has got the full name and the second sentence has got the short name or the acronym. So let's say this sentence has got United States of America and this says USA. Doesn't matter what the case is, what information is there, the sentence with full name or full form will always come before and short form will always come afterwards. So if there's any acronym or short form along with the complete term, sentence with the complete term will always come before the sentence containing the acronym. Remember this thing, there's one golden rule. If you still cannot find out the independent sentence, what is an independent sentence? It's a complete piece of information. If you're still not able to identify what the independent sentence or which one of the sentences is the independent sentence, consider each and every sentence and see if you can use that particular sentence to start a conversation with a stranger. Someone who does not really has any kind of background information of what you're talking about. If you can use that sentence to start a conversation with a stranger, that is an independent sentence. Remember this thing. You can use this way to figure out your independent sentence. If you still cannot find out the independent sentence, not independence, it should be independent. Consider every sentence and see if you can use that sentence to start a conversation with a stranger. Because the stranger has got no background knowledge of what you're talking about, and the same feature is of the independent sentence as well, that you do not have any kind of requirement of the background information, or it will not refer back to any kind of previous information. Few other things which are not just important for your independent sentence, but rather for the following sentences as well. Once you figure out the first sentence, you have to find the following sentences. So these hints which I've just explained can be used for the following sentences as well. Along with this, these are the rules which you have to use for the following sentences. Now, rule of articles. There are two types of articles in English, indefinite and definite. Indefinite is a and an, definite is the. Sentences with indefinite articles, which are a and an, will always come before the sentence with definite articles, given that they're used for the same thing. What does this mean? A or an is always used to introduce something for the first time. And when you have to talk about the same thing again, you use the article the. So if you have got two sentences talking about the same thing, one uses a or an with the same thing or the noun, and the other one uses the sentence with a or an will come before. Aaron bought a baseball bat. The baseball bat is green in color. This one is going to come before and this one is going to come afterwards. It's not mandatory that these two will come one after the other, but this one will be before, this can be after, or after two sentences or after three sentences as well. Similarly, if you have been given any time periods or dates in any of the sentences, you have to use those to get some idea. However, you should not be blindly relying on the time periods. I've seen students, let's say they have been given three sentences. One says 19th century, another one says 20th century, and the third sentence is 21st century. So students, what they do is they place this first, this after, this afterwards. It's not necessary that these are going to be in the time line. The sentence or the passage can come from past to present, however, can be present to past as well. So you have to use these to get some idea. However, you don't have to blindly rely on these. If there are any examples will most likely come after the explanation. Remember this thing. So this is how you find the first sentence and the following sentences as well. Now, once you have figured out the first sentence, you have to find out the following sentences. There's one rule in English which I explained to you in reading blanks as well, that the sentences are formed like subject, verb, and object. Means person, the action he's performing, and the object on which the action is being performed. What is the rule? The rule in English is the object in the first sentence becomes the subject in the next. For example, if the first sentence says the woman built a strong wall, this is the object, woman is subject, built is verb. The object in the first sentence will become the subject in the second. This is one of the rules in English. However, it will not be this simple that the last word of this sentence is the first word of this sentence. But the rule will still be applicable. It will not be applicable directly, however, it will be applicable indirectly. How will it apply? The next sentence will always give you more details or information of what has been discussed in the previous sentence. It's not mandatory that they'll have the same words here, but the next sentence will always give you more information about the previous sentence. Remember this thing. So once you have figured out the independent sentence, try to look for a sentence which explains you more about the things you have discussed here. The next sentence, third one, will give you more details about the things you have discussed here. Fourth one will give you more information about the things you have discussed here. Remember this thing, the next sentence will always give you more information about the previous sentence. Similarly, this is the right order of one of the reorders I have solved. The woman built a strong wall. This is the object. So the next sentence should talk more about this. It, what is it over here? Wall. Was built a year ago with the help of three workers. Three workers, all of them had years of experience. Had means at that time when this was built a year ago. They all are still working. So at that point, they had years of experience and they are still working together on a new project. So this is how you have to identify each and everything. This was one strategy to solve reorder paragraph. What you need to do is you need to figure out the sentences, identify the independent sentence, use the rule to find the following sentences. However, what will happen in many cases, not many, but some cases, things can be complicated. The language can be difficult to understand, and you'll not be able to identify what's the first sentence, what's the second sentence. In that case, do not worry about trying to find out what is the first sentence and what's the second sentence. Out of the 5 sentences you have got, what we do is you just identify or focus on finding one pair. Means you find out 2 sentences which go together. Let's say you have figured out two sentences which go together. Drag both of the sentences on the right hand side to make one pair. So what you do is, out of the five sentences, you're taking two sentences on this side. Now you have got one pair and you have secured 1 point for one pair. You are now left with three sentences on this side. Out of the three sentences, again, try to find out two sentences which will go together, and it's easy to find a pair when you have three sentences. Locate one more pair. Let's say you have got that as well. Take it on the other side. On the right side, you have got two pairs now, and on here on the left hand side, you're left with one sentence. Now, out of the two pairs, first of all, you have to see which one is journal in sense, or which is giving you journal information. The one which is giving you journal information or overview will go on the top, and one which is giving you specific details will come at the bottom. So rearrange your sentences or the pairs. Now what you are left with? You're left with one sentence here and two pairs here. The one sentence which is left can either go at the first place or the third place or the last place. It will go at the top if it is an independent sentence. It will go at the third position if it is giving you more information about the second sentence. And it will go at the end if it will give you more information about the fourth sentence. This way, even if you place the last sentence incorrectly, you have got two pairs and you will be securing your points. Try to go with first strategy. However, if you are not able to understand what the passage is talking about, make one or two pairs, take them on the right hand side, play around with the last sentence, finish everything within 2 minutes, use the rules, and at least secure as many points you can. I do not really expect you to have 100% accuracy in reorders. However, you can at least aim for 60% or 70% accuracy in reorders. Can be a bit challenging. However, you have to practice at least 10 every day and you will be able to improve. So that was reorder paragraph. And now we'll move on to the fourth task of the reading module, which is again important. Remember, reorders, you'll get 2 or 3 in your test, and this contributes around 8 to 10 points in reading and are important. Let's jump on to the fourth task of the test, which is your reading drag and drop blanks. These are pretty similar to reading and writing blanks, the drop-down blanks. There are few differences. What happens here, you'll get a passage on your screen. This is how your screen is going to look like. In drop-down blanks, you had 4 options for each blank. However, here you have almost the double number of options as compared to the number of blanks. You have to read and go through the passage, understand the meaning of the passage, and then select the right options from here. You'll have a passage on your screen with 4 to 5 blanks and around 7 to 8 options. This only contributes towards your reading module. Again, you have to focus on the context, grammar rules, and eliminate the wrong options. These are the grammar rules which I've just explained to you in reading and writing blanks. All these rules, including understanding of nouns, form of verbs, active and passive voice, will be required here. I'll not be explaining you again all of these because that will just make the video lengthy. If you want to understand these again, you can scroll back or move back to that part again and go through this. What are the things you need to take care of in reading blanks? Again, do not spend more than 2.5 minutes. Understand the meaning of the passage, use the grammar rules, eliminate the options, and then select the option which is correct. Let's say you've got 3 or 4 blanks and then 8 options. You're not sure about the first blank, don't fill it. You're not sure about the second, don't fill it. Fill the ones you're sure first and then come back to the remaining blanks. Do not leave anything unattempted. This contributes only in reading, and make sure you practice 20 every day. How you have to practice, that is what is important. When you practice, all right. So you go to your reading blanks, these ones here. Always click on not attempted and always click on with explanation. You go here, let's say this is the passage. Quickly skim through the passage and come over here. A key dash of natural gas. A key concern of natural gas methane. Let's say you think this is the right answer, place it. But if you're confused, leave it, right? Come on to the second blank. Look for the second answer. Let's say you think this is the right answer, go for it. Come on to this one, you're confused, leave it. According to NASA, Mars, there's thousands of tons of methane at what time? You know, survives. Let's say I'm just trying to fill it for now. I'm not really getting into the passage. You have got 2 of the blanks sorted. Come on to the first one again, because once you fill these ones correct, the chances you get these ones correct as well, because you're reducing the number of options and the probability of these getting correct goes up. However, if you place the first one incorrect. Let's say MH is the answer for this one, and you placed it here. You will have this one incorrect, and you'll have this one incorrect as well. So I want you to fill the ones you are sure about first, click on submit, and then let's say if you're not really sure why this answer is the right answer, you click over here. You see why your answer is incorrect, why the correct answer is correct, and look at the explanation. If you still don't understand, please request you to watch this video. The explanation video is audio and video lecture of this particular blank, which will make it clear for you that why the right answer is the right answer and why you have got the wrong answer. Very important in reading, you have to practice as much as you can, because both reading and writing blanks and reading blanks are extremely important. You get around 4 to 5 reading blanks passages, which are drag and drop blanks. You get 1 point for each correct option. Now, one passage will have around 5 blanks. Now, let's say if you get 5 passages with 5 blanks each, you get 25 points in reading from reading blanks, drag and drop. That is why these are very important, and I want you to practice around 20 every day. In reading, that is why I told you not to spend time on MCQ multiple answers, because let's say if you take 5 minutes for MCQ multiple answer, it is only going to give you 1 or 2 points. And reading drag and drop blanks are going to give you 25 points. Reorders are going to give you around 10 points. So I really want you to manage your time, not spend time on questions which are not important. However, in reading, drag and drop blanks, drop down blanks, and reorders are extremely important. Make sure you follow the grammar rules I've told you, practice on the website, look for the explanation. It's not about memorizing grammar rules, it's more about understanding the logic. So every day, try not to aim that I have to practice 70, I have to practice 60. No. What you have to do is you have to practice as much as you can easily, but whatever you practice, you should be understanding the logic. If you understand the logic, you will be fine and you'll be able to crack your test as well. So that's your reading drag and drop blanks. Important, but easy if you do it the right way. We are on to the last question of the reading module, MCQ single answers, task 5. Pretty similar to MCQ multiple answers. This is not important as well. But this is the last question or the last task type of your reading. And let's say if you've got 3 minutes remaining and you get one MCQ single answer, you can spend time over here, because after this task, you'll not have anything else in your reading. And if you save your time, let's say you have 2 minutes remaining and you finish your reading module, those 2 minutes will not be transferred to the listening module. What happens here? You get a text on your screen along with the question and 4 options. You read the question, understand what the question is asking you, try to locate that information in the passage. Once you locate the information, compare the information in the passage with the options over here and select the right answer. Do not spend more than a minute per passage. You'll get 1 or 2 MCQ multiple answers. Read the question, highlight the keywords, means what they're asking. Locate the information in the passage and compare and select the right answer. You get 1 point for correct answer, 0 for incorrect. Because it is MCQ single answer, only one option is correct. This only contributes in your reading module. Remember, both in MCQ single answer and multiple answer, the correct answer is most of the time paraphrased. Means the words will not be exactly the same as you'll have in the passage. However, the meaning will be same. So try to understand the meaning. That way you'll be able to do it better. I don't really want you to practice these a lot. Just practice a few days before your test. However, in your regular practice, you'll have to focus more on your reading blanks, reading writing blanks, and reorders. MCQ multiple and single are not important. Multiple, MCQ multiple answer, you'll get 1 or 2 and do not spend more than 30-40 seconds per question. MCQ multiple is the last question of your reading module. And if you have time remaining, go for it. Otherwise, don't worry. Just select the one you think is right. It's fine. I personally never put effort on these 2 questions. There have been instances where I just selected a random option and I got 19 reading. Even if you go wrong over here, you can get your desired scores. But if you go wrong in your reading blanks, reading, writing blanks, or reorders, getting your desired scores can be a bit challenging. So work on the things I've told you, follow the rules, and reading is something which will require a lot of practice. Make sure you practice 20 reading, writing blanks, 20 reading blanks, and 5 to 10 reorders every day. That is it for the reading module, and now we'll jump on to the listening module. Alright guys, we are on to the last module of the PT core test, listening module, an important module. This is important because this gives you a lot of points towards your writing module as well. There are 7 different question types in your listening module. Along with this, you have got 2 questions from speaking which contribute towards the listening module. repeat sentences, and answer short questions. The 7 questions in your listening module, out of the 7, 4 are extremely important and 3 are not important at all. I'll tell you why these are not important and what you have to do about these. MCQ multiple are not important, MCQ single are not important, select missing words are not important. Summarize spoken text extremely important, listening fill in the blanks extremely important, highlight incorrect words important, and write from dictation the most important question of your test. And this is the last question. Your listening module is divided into 2 sections. The first section is where you have summarized spoken text. You get 1 to 2 summarized spoken text and you get 8 minutes for every summarized spoken text you get. After this, you will have an overall time. You have around 11 to 14 questions and then 13 to 19 minutes. Overall time, you have to manage your time yourself. Let's start with the first question type of the listening module and we'll discuss a lot of things along the way. In the first question, summarize spoken text, you'll get an audio lecture that can be lecture, interview, conversation, which will go 40 to 90 seconds long. While the audio is going on, you have to take notes. After the audio stops, you have to write down the summary of the lecture in just 20 to 30 words. You will only have 8 minutes to complete this task, including the audio time. So let's say you get 8 minutes and the audio was for 1 minute, you only have 7 minutes. You get 1 to 2 summarized spoken text in your test. This is extremely important because this gives you a lot of points in listening and in writing as well. Majority of your writing scores are from listening module, so pay attention. This is how your screen is going to look like. You've got instructions here, the audio bar, and this is where you type your answer. You have your word counter over here and your timer here. What is the marking criteria? 1 summarized spoken text is 10 points. If you get 2 summarized spoken text, you're getting 20 points in listening and 20 points in writing. You get 2 points for content, 2 for form, 2 for grammar, 2 for spellings, and 2 for vocabulary. How do you get 2 points out of 2 in content? Remember, in summarized spoken text as well, there is no right or wrong answer, there's no fixed answer, and there is no human who will check your answer. If one summary is given to thousands of different students, each and every student will have a different answer. However, what they'll have in common are the keywords from the audio. To get full points in your content, you have to just make sure you have around 6 to 8 keywords from the audio in your response. If you give out 6 to 8 important keywords, what are keywords? Words which are repeated again and again. Name of a person, place, main topic, words related with main topic. 6 to 8 keywords from the audio in your answer, you get full points. You get 2 points in form. To get 2 out of 2, you have to just make sure you write between 20 to 30 words. For your grammar, you get 2 on 2 if there are no grammar mistakes, 1 by 2 if there's 1 grammar mistake, and 0 if you have got more than 1 grammar mistake. For this, just make sure you keep your sentences simple. You get 2 points for your spelling. If there are no spelling mistakes, 2 by 2, 1 spelling mistake, 1 by 2, more than 1, you get 0. You get 2 points for your vocabulary as well. For this, you have to make sure you use academic words, formal words, no short forms, and no abbreviations. So basically, you have to give 6 to 8 keywords within 20 to 30 words, no grammar and spelling mistakes, and formal words, and you will do the job. You don't have to be accurate. You don't have to make a lot of sense when you're writing summarized spoken text because there is no right or wrong answer. There is no fixed answer. While you're taking the notes, make sure your pen and paper ready because before the lecture starts, you'll have around 6 seconds. In those 6 to 7 seconds, make sure your notepad and pen are ready. Try to write down group of words or important words. Focus more on important nouns like name, topic, place, things, technical terms, and quotes. If you skip something, don't try to recall it. Try to write in short forms. Don't worry about articles and spellings. And try to take the notes neatly so that you are able to read it properly while you are looking at your notes and typing your answer. This is a template which is tested, tried. I got 90 using this. Many students have got 90 in listening and writing using this. You have to use this. Will do wonders for you. You start with the lecture focused on 1 keyword, comma 2 keyword, comma and 3 keyword. Furthermore, keyword 4, comma keyword 5, comma and keyword 6 were highlighted with importance. Overall, keyword 7, keyword 8, comma and keyword 9 should be considered. So you take notes while the audio is going on. The lecture focused on school holidays, children, and parents. These are the keywords from the lecture. Furthermore, summer break, games, and vacations, comma before and, remember this thing, were highlighted with importance. Overall, family time, relaxation, and activity should be considered. That's all. Do not write long phrases, otherwise, you'll exceed the word limit, which is 30. Your keyword should be just 1 or 2 words, and this is how you have to write or type your answer. This is what you have to do, and you'll be fine. Use this template while the audio is going on, take important notes. Let's say you do not have 9 keywords, you only have 6 keywords. In that case, repeat the same keywords and you should be good to go. It's pretty simple and important. Take down 7, 8, 9 keywords, write neatly, make sure your notes are readable, type in your answer. If you have less keywords, you repeat the same. If there's any word you're not really sure about the spellings, do not write it. If less words, repeat, but do not write any word you're not sure about. That is all you have to do in summarize spoken text. After this, your section 2 of the listening module will start, where you'll have 11 to 14 questions, depending on your exam pattern, and 13 to 19 minutes. And it is important to manage your time because the last questions are extremely important. The questions in the beginning of the section 2 of the listening module are not important but time consuming. Students, they tend to spend a lot of time here, and then they don't have enough time for the important questions and they miss out on their desired scores. So follow whatever I'll be telling you, you will be in a good position. Second question of the listening module is MCQ multiple answers. What happens here? You'll get a question and an audio will be played for the same. You'll have 5, 6, or 7 options. More than one option will be correct. You'll have to read the question, understand what they're talking about, the question in the audio, and then try to select the right option. You get 1 point for each correct option, but there's negative marking, so -1 for each incorrect option as well. While the audio is going on, try not to write too much down, just focus on the meaning, not just the keywords. Don't think that, yes, this word has got modern productions and this modern production in the audio as well, this is the right answer. No, understand the meaning. For example, what comments are made about the students in the theater program? For this, you have to focus that what they talk in the lecture about the students in the theater program studies, and then select the option which you think is correct. Correct answer is most oftenly paraphrased, means it will not be the same words of the speaker, but the meaning will be same. Read the question before the audio starts. Before the audio starts, you'll have 5 to 6 seconds. In those 6 seconds, read the question so that you know what part of the audio you have to focus on. After the audio, please do not spend more than 10 seconds. It's better you select the right option while the audio is going on, but after the audio, do not spend 10 seconds, more than that. There's negative marking. You get 1 point for each correct option, -1 for incorrect, and minimum is 0. If you're not sure, select one option, but do not leave unattempted because minimum is 0. This only contributes in listening. You don't really need to practice a lot of these, just a few days before your test, and you should be good. Not important, will not be wasting a lot of time here. Listening fill in the blanks, extremely important. Third task of your listening module, extremely important. What happens here? You get an audio and the transcript of the audio is given on the screen. Few words in the transcript are missing. You'll have to pay attention to what they speak in the audio, type in the missing words, and go on. This is extremely important. Why? Because this gives you points in listening and writing. You'll get 2 to 3 listening fill in the blanks in the test. As I mentioned, a transcript of the recording with several blanks will appear on the screen. You'll get a recording 30 to 60 seconds long for the same transcript. After listening to the audio, even while listening to the audio, you can type the missing words in the gap or the blanks. You'll get 2 to 3 questions from this task, and each question or exercise will have 4 to 5 blanks. Let's say you get 3 questions with 4 blanks each. You get 1 point for each correct blank, which is spelled correctly. You're getting 12 points in listening and 12 points in writing from listening fill in the blanks. That is why these are important. That's why I told you not to waste time on MCQ multiple. That's only going to give you 1 point. This is going to give you 24 points altogether. So you have to make sure you work here. You get 1 point for each correct blank, 0 for incorrect, minimum is 0. There's no negative marking here, so always give a response. You get points in listening and writing from this. Each correct blank means your spellings are perfect. There's no negative marking. So make sure you do not leave anything unattempted. Before the audio starts, what are the strategies? You'll have 6 to 7 seconds. In these 6 to 7 seconds, quickly skim the passage to get what the passage is about and how many blanks are there. Once the recording starts, make sure you keep your eyes on the screen and keep your hands moving to take the notes. A lot of time, what students do is while they get the first answer to the first blank, they take their eyes off the screen, start taking notes, and as a result, what happens when they come back to see where the lecture is, everything's gone. Your eyes on the screen, your hands moving, take your notes, and then type back your answer. Try not to start typing straight away. First of all, take notes in your notepad and then type the answer. While you type your answer, make sure your spellings are perfect, especially with words ending with S and ED. All the proper nouns, such as name of a person, place, organization, make sure you start with a capital letter. If there's any blank after full stop or question mark or exclamation, start with a capital alphabet. If the word or the answer is displays and you write display without S, you're not getting points for this. If it's played, you're writing play, you're not getting points for this. If it's capitalized and you're not capitalizing it, you're not getting points for it. So everything should be spelled correctly. Make sure you practice 5 to 10 listening fill in the blanks every day. Practice on 1.2 speed so that if you get something difficult or fast in the test, you are well prepared. Just focus on these things, you will be good to go. Alrighty. So that was listening fill in the blanks. While you practice any spelling mistake you make, maintain a spelling list as well so that you can go through it at later stages. The fourth task, again, which is not important, listening multiple choice, single answer. Similar to MCQ multiple answer, you'll have a question here, an audio will be played. You have to select which of the 4 options is correct as per the demands of the question and the audio. Remember, this is not important. You'll get 1 or 2 MCQ single answer questions and you get 1 point for each correct option, 0 for incorrect. What are the things you need to take care of in MCQ single answer? Again, correct options are paraphrased. Means you have to focus on understanding what they are trying to say in the lecture, not just on the words. It's not that if they spoke the word emergency room and you locate it here, you just select this. You actually need to understand the meaning of the passage and you'll be good to go. Read the question before the audio starts. Before the audio, you will have around 6 to 7 seconds. Make sure you read the question and if you can skim the options, do that so that you know what the lecture is going to be about. Once the audio stops, try to figure out the answer within 10 seconds. You'll get 1 to 2 in the test. There's no negative marking, 1 point for correct answer, 0 for incorrect. This only contributes in listening, and even if you're not sure, make sure you don't leave it unattempted. Not important, however, you have to give your best. When I say not important means you do not have to take more than 10 seconds after the audio. Obviously, this gives you 1 point in your listening module, and sometimes 1 point can make a difference. However, if you spend a lot of time here, you'll not have enough time on questions which are going to give you 40 points in listening, which are at the end. So I don't really want you to get 1 point and then mess up the 40 points. So give your best within 10 seconds after the audio. However, don't take more than that. Task number 5, select missing words. Again, the last question, which is not important. Similar to MCQ single answer, slightly different. What happens here, you'll get an audio. The topic of the audio or the lecture will be given here. The last few words of the audio will be missing or will be replaced by a beep sound. Based on the meaning or understanding of the audio, you have to select out of the options you have been given, which word or group of words can go at the end of the audio. How do you do that? First of all, make sure you understand the meaning of the audio. Let's say if the passage or the audio is positive context about something, and they're going in the same flow. So the last few words will be positive as well. If they're talking negative about something and they're going in the same flow, the last few words will be negative. If they're talking positive in the beginning, however, they're contradicting in the middle, the last few words will be negative. So this is how, if you understand the meaning of the passage or the lecture or the audio, you'll be able to locate better. Along with this, you have to see which of the options is relevant and related with the topic here. That will help you get the right answer. In this task, as I've told you, you'll get an audio lecture 30 to 60 seconds long. Last few words of the audio will be missing or will be replaced by a beep. You'll have 3 to 5 options to choose from. Before the audio starts, you'll have 7 seconds. In these 7 seconds, look at the topic and the option so that you get some idea what the lecture is going to be about. This only contributes to listening, no negative marking, 1 to 2 questions with no negative marking. 1 point for correct answer, 0 for incorrect, only in listening. What are the tips and strategies? Before the audio starts, skim the options and the lecture topic. Pay attention to the meaning of the lecture. While the audio is going on, pay attention to it. Understand the context as I've told you. If it's positive, last few words will be positive. If it's negative, last few words will be negative. If they're talking positive in the beginning, then they're contradicting or using words like however, despite, something like that. So the last few words will be negative. Also, along with understanding the context, what I want you to do is write down at least the last 3 words before the beep sound. Let's say if your last few words are I am going to, and you have got options swim, swimming, play, playing. So you'll never say I'm going to playing, I'm going to swimming, I'm going to swim, or I'm going to play. So based on grammar, if you have got last few words, based on grammar, you have eliminated 2 options. You're left with 2 options now. These 2 options you have to select based on the context. And if you're still unsure, one option is play, one option is swim. And if the lecture topic here says swimming, you have to select the one which is related with the topic. Again, the more you practice, the better you will be. Do not leave this unattempted. As I've told you, this is not one of the important question types. I do not want you to spend more than 10 seconds after the audio. And don't practice a lot, just practice a few days before your test. This is the last question of the listening module, which is not important. After this, you get 2 questions which are extremely important. I've already explained to you this, that you use your grammar, use the context. If you're still not sure, go with the option which is relevant and related with the lecture topic. Sixth task, the second last task, and one of the most important question types, highlight incorrect words. Pretty simple but important. What happens here, you'll get a passage on your screen, and audio will be played for the same. Few words in the passage will be different to what they'll speak in the lecture. You have to select the words which are different. For example, instead of council, they'll say cancel. Or let's say instead of medium, they'll say median with IAN. You have to select words which are different in the transcript to the words which are different to in the audio. As I've mentioned and told you that in this task, you'll get an audio lecture 30 to 60 seconds long. Transcript for the same will be available on the screen. Few words in the transcript will be different to what is in the audio. You need to select the words which are different or incorrect. Pay attention over here. You get 1 point for each correct selection and -1 for each incorrect selection. So there's negative marking, but the minimum is 0, means you have selected all the options incorrect. You'll not get -3, 4, or 5, you'll get 0. This contributes in reading and listening. You'll get 1 to 2 in your test. And normally, on an average, one passage will have 4 to 5 incorrect words. It can be 3, it can be 7 as well. But let's say if you get 2 passages with 5 incorrect words each, you're getting 10 points in reading and 10 in listening. And that is why this is important. What are few of the tips and strategies? Before the audio starts, quickly skim the text. Just read the text so that you have some idea what kind of words will be there. Words with similar pronunciation, especially nouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, will be different. Don't worry much about articles a and the, is, am, are. Even if you're confused about these, do not select these ones. These will never be different. Words with similar pronunciation will be different. If you're not sure, please do not select. There is negative marking here. Make sure while the lecture starts, keep your hands or keep the cursor moving along with the lecturer. Wherever you get the right option, select it and move on. If you're confused, don't wait, just move on, come on to the word which you're confused about afterwards. Make sure you practice 5 to 10 of these every day. But when you practice and when you go for the test, if there's any word you're not sure, do not select. For this as well, make sure you practice on 1.2 or 1.5. So if you get something difficult in the test, you're not surprised and you are able to solve it with ease. So that was highlight incorrect word, extremely important, easy as well if you practice. The last question of the test, write from dictation, and this is why I've been telling you not to waste time on MCQ multiple, MCQ single, select missing words, because if you miss out on this, the very less chances you'll get your scores. This is the king. I always refer to this as the king. Write from dictation, easy but extremely important. And PT has placed this at end purposely so that you spend time on MCQ multiple, single, and select missing words. You don't have enough time for this. You miss out on this, and then you don't get the scores. Take the test again and pay your fees as well. So what happens here? You'll get a sentence, an audio with a sentence. The sentence can be anywhere between 8 to 16 words long. It's normally around 10, 11, 12 words long. Whatever sentence you hear, you have to just type it as it is. It sounds simple, can be difficult because sentences or the audios can be fast. In this task, you'll get an audio with a sentence. The sentence can be 8 to 16 words long. You'll have to type the sentence exactly as you hear it. The task will contribute in listening and in writing. You get 1 point for each correct word, and there's no negative marking. Pay attention, no negative marking here. You have to spend around 40 seconds on one question. You get 3 to 4 right from dictations in the test. Make sure you spend 50 seconds to 1 minute maximum on one question while you practice as well and while you take your test as well. Let's say you get 4 questions or 4 sentences. On an average, one sentence will be 10 words long. You get 1 point for each correct word which you have spelled correctly. So for one sentence, which is 10 words long, you get 10 points. And if you get 4 sentences, you're getting 40 points. And you're not just getting 40 points in listening, you're getting 40 points in listening and 40 in writing. 40 is almost 50% of your test. That is why I was emphasizing, please make sure you have enough time for write from dictation. And as there is no negative marking, you have to add extra words. This is one trick which you have to use. I'll show you in a while how, but before that, few tips and strategies. Before the audio starts, make sure you're ready with your marker and notepad. Make sure you understand the meaning of the sentence. Keep on repeating the sentence in your mind and try to write down the words or the initials of the sentence. Initial means, let's say the sentence is, this is a good workplace. So this is a good workplace, something like this. Keep on repeating the sentence in your mind, take down initials and then type back the sentence again. But unless and until you're not done with typing back the sentence, make sure you keep on repeating the sentence. Once the audio stops, as I've told you, keep on repeating the sentence in your mind and type it back quickly. Make sure your spellings are correct. If there's any proper noun like name of a person, place, organization, book, you capitalize it. First word is always capital, and at the end, make sure you give a full stop. I'll do one right from dictation. I'll show you how you have to add extra words, use the tricks to get your desired scores. All right. So this is how your screen is going to look like in write from dictation. I have tried this trick recently and I got full scores. So you don't need to stress. You just follow whatever I'm telling you. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. All right.
The seeds need to be completely immersed in water.
Start again. Sorry. Let's go. Okay.
The seeds need to be completely immersed in water.
The seeds need to be completely immersed in water. Keep on repeating the sentence. The seeds, that's why I wrote double S, need to be completely immersed in water. So this is what I've got. Normally I take the initials down on my notepad and then type it back. So this is the sentence you have written. Now, as I've told you, you get 1 point for each correct word and 0 for incorrect word. You have to use this trick where you add extra words. You can add as many extra words. I wrote double the number of words I got in the sentence. So I wrote, my one sentence was around 10 words long. I wrote 20, 25 words as well in one sentence. Just to check if adding extra words impact your scores, it does not. So for example, I'm not sure if it's the or a. For first word, I'll write an extra word, the and a. I'm not sure if it's singular or plural, I'll write the, seeds. I'm not sure if it's need or needs, I'll write need and needs. To be completely. I'm not sure about the spelling, so completely, I'll write completely. I'm not sure immersed is this, EMMERSED. Immersed in. I'm not sure if it was the water or no. I'll write the as well. And at the end put full stop. That's it. Let's submit it, see how we go. So we have got full scores. The green ones are the correct words, red ones are the ones which we added extra but were not there, but we have not missed any words, so we get full points. So these adding extra words is definitely a trick which works. I took a test recently where I just attempted write from dictations and I got full scores out of write from dictation and listening and writing, and I added a lot of extra words. Now, I'm not telling you to add extra words for no reason, right? A lot of time what happens is we tell students to add extra words and then they keep on playing with the words. I would say listen to the sentence, type back the sentence as much as you understand, and then when you're doubtful, when you actually have doubt about spellings, about singular, plural, about articles, add extra words, but don't play around with the words. I've seen students spending 4 minutes on the first dictation, adding extra words, even when they know there was no word as such, and then they do not have enough time for the remaining dictations. Be quick, type the words which you're sure first, then add extra words where you're actually doubtful and move on. Adding extra words will not impact your scores at all. However, you will be consuming time, so you have to be mindful about that as well. Start your answer with a capital alphabet. At the end, full stop. If there's any proper noun, such as name of a person, place, organization, you capitalize it as well. Write from dictation every day, 25 to 30. You get 3 to 4 of these in your test. And if you do well in these, your listening and writing scores are going to shoot up significantly. They are going to increase a lot, and I really want you to focus on write from dictation. And once you're done with your write from dictation, you will end your test. Once you end your test, probably in few hours, you'll get your scores and you will get your desired scores if you follow whatever I've told you. I've got a few more things to share before we end this video. Few tips and strategies and working of the test. Remember, PT score is calculated out of 90. So whatever you'll get out of 90. But the lowest score, if you do not attempt anything, you will not get 0 in the test, is 10. So let's say you just go, leave everything unattempted, you'll not get 0, you'll get 10. Therefore, your test is only 80 points, not 90. You're working for these 80 points. From speaking, your read aloud and repeat sentence, as I've told you in the beginning, is marked on fluency, pronunciation, and content. Read aloud gives you points in reading as well. For read aloud, fluency and pronunciation scores go in speaking and content score go in reading. For repeat sentence, fluency and pronunciation in speaking, content scores in listening. Speaking, as I've told you, oral fluency goes towards speaking and content goes in reading. For read aloud, repeat sentence, listening. I'm giving you the marking criteria of what is important for each module. This is an estimate and can change a bit depending on your exam pattern, because some students get more questions and some students get less questions of the same question type. So in speaking, you get 0 points for your introduction. Out of the 90 points, basically 80 points, because 10 is equivalent to 0. Read aloud will give you 20 points, repeat sentence 32 points, 14 points for your describe image, around 12 points responding to a situation, and 2 points for answer short questions. That's why I told you these are not important. Why I've done 15 minus 5? Because one read aloud is 15, but 5 points of your content go in your reading, not in your speaking. So one read aloud gives you 10 points in speaking. So these are on pro rata basis. Total is actually 249. Then we calculate it out of 80. In writing, summarize written text and email will only give you around 20 points out of 80. Remaining 60 points are from listening and reading. That's why I was telling you listening is very important. For your writing, don't just practice these as well. So summarize written text, only 4 points. If you get 1, if you get 2, probably 7, 8 points. 2 emails, 17 points. Reading, writing blanks, 15. Summarize spoken text, 11. 9 listening blanks, 24 points from write from dictation in your writing. Then reading, read aloud, 23 points. 2 to 3 points from your summarized written text as well. 19 points from reading, writing blanks, 19 from drag and drop blanks, 6 to 7 from your reorders if you get 2. If you get 3, you get around 9. Multiple MCQ multiple answers, 1 to 2 points. MCQ single answer, 1 point only. And highlight incorrect words from listening, 8 points. And then you're listening. Repeat sentence, around 20 points. Write from dictation, 27 points. Summarize spoken text, 13 points. So these three are covering 60 out of 80. I was telling you not to spend on time on this, and this. Why? MCQ multiple, select missing word, and MCQ single. Just 1 point, 1 point, and 1 point. Listening, fill in the blank, 7 points. Highlight incorrect word, 7 to 8 points. Answer short question, 2 to 3 points. So focus on things which are actually important and which I have told you to work on. What you need to do, you need to focus more on read aloud and repeat sentence, manage time in reading and listening on questions like MCQ single, MCQ multiple, and select missing word. This is not here. And select missing word. Do not spend more than 10-20 seconds, at max 30 seconds, please. Don't stress, just take it easy, you'll be good. What you need to focus on, read aloud clarity, repeat sentence content. Both the reading blanks, a bit of reorders as well, not a lot. If you need CLB 9 or 10, you have to work here. Means if you need a band 8 or 9. Listening, summarize spoken text, fill in the blanks, highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation. And now write email as well, because earlier write email you just used to use fixed essay or fixed template, sorry, and you used to get the scores, but now you have to be a bit relevant. All right. Summarize written text, summarize spoken text, you have to just use the template, describe image, use the template, respond to situation, use the template. This is what you have to practice every day. 15 read aloud, 30 repeat sentence, 1 to 2 emails, 20 reading writing blanks, 20 reading blanks, 5 to 10 reorders, 2 summarize spoken text, 10 blanks, 5 highlighted incorrect words, and 30 dictations, and you will be good. And that's it. That's the end of the video. I've covered everything. What are the tips and tricks and strategies and templates which are working? I'll quickly summarize everything. Speaking, you can still use the template in describe image and respond to situation. However, make sure you've got keywords. Speaking is the backbone. Focus on clarity over there. Writing email, you have to now make sure you can't just type a template which is not even making sense, which is not relevant. You have to discuss a bit about the points which you have been asked to do. Summarize written text, you can still use the same structure whereby you write the same sentences. Reading is something which you need to practice. For that, you need to look at the explanation videos and the AI explanation available on languageacademy.com.au. And last, listening, you have to focus on important question types, summarize spoken text, listening, fill in the blanks, write from dictation, and highlight incorrect words. Do not practice the remaining 3 question types and you'll be fine. I would want you to make sure you take at least 3 to 4 full scored mock tests available on languageacademy.com.au, because when you take the mock test, you get the scorecard. The mock test is exactly what your test will look like. There will be no surprises on the test day. You get in-depth analysis and tutor feedback of what mistakes you have made, because you are likely to make the same mistakes over there as well. Whatever you practice in practice time, it's not the same situation in the mock test, because in mock test you have to manage your time, you're under pressure, you're nervous as well. And I want you to go through the process at least 3 to 4 times so that you're not nervous on your test day and you do a good job. So what you can do is after 3 days, take sectional mock test, let's say 1 day for speaking, then for listening, then writing and reading, or you can do the extensive mock test as well, which are available on the portal. And then after every 5 to 6 days, 1 full mock test. Within 20 days, you'll be prepared and you'll be able to crack the test and look at the scorecard and the feedback and the mistakes you have made, learn from them, then only take the next mock test, because the score you'll be getting in the mock test will be pretty similar to what you'll get in your actual test. That's it from this video. If you need any help, let me know in the comment section. If you ever get your scores watching my videos, do let me know. That is something I work for, and that is something which will keep me going on. If you ever see me around, just come say hello. If you need any training, any coaching, any help, if you have any questions, we have classes especially for PTE Core available in different time zones. If you're in America, in Canada, anywhere around the world, we do provide online classes for PTE Core. Visit our website or send us a message on any of these numbers. We will be with you and we'll make sure we give 100% to help you guys out. That's it from this video. Now go and register on languageacademy.com.au and start practicing. You just need to click on go to PTE Core. Our engineers are updating the algorithm and website every day to make your experience better. And PTE Core practice will be available soon on the mobile app as well, named as LAPT exam practice app, available on iOS and Android as well. However, I would suggest you to practice on a computer, because on the test day, you'll have a computer to practice. When you go for the test, last thing I would like to point out, I missed out in the beginning, this is the kind of headphone you'll be getting. Make sure you place your headphone properly. Microphone is very sensitive. Don't touch it again and again. Don't play around it. Just keep it parallel to your mouth, not too close, not too far, around 4 fingers away. Record your voice and listen to it properly. This is what your microphone is going to look like in the test. This is what it is here in Australia, and most likely in Canada and other places as well. It's the same. That's it. Thank you for watching. If the video was helpful, do like, share, and subscribe. Don't just watch, please subscribe. That's what keeps me motivated and keeps me going on. And do share it with your friends so that they get the desired scores, you get your desired scores, and I get the happiness of helping you guys out. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.